Hey, what's up here? Marjack79 here. So, of course, we know that the last day or so, the most popular thing for every Nintendo content creator on the planet is to talk about the new Nintendo Direct based on Mario Kart. But I kind of wanted to take a different approach. I know everybody is gung-ho and excited about it. But me personally, I want to tackle and see if it's actually worth the $80 that Nintendo is prophesizing for this product. Now, like I said, I plan on forking over the $80 regardless for the title. Honestly, I'm going to just try to get the Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World download. But for those that just decide to get the system and then maybe just want to download the game maybe later on, or just get it later on after they get the Switch, is it worth the $80 to $90 that Nintendo is charging for it? But what I've seen from this preview, this 16-minute demo, if I'm being completely honest, not really. Still, I mean, honestly, I still think the coolest aspect that I saw of the title is just being able to drive around the world. So the whole title aspect of driving around the Mario universe, the world aspect, that's what's drawing me in most definitely. So that's most likely will be the first thing that I try out personally. I also really like the aspects of if you're doing a Grand Prix, being able to drive within the world from race to race. I find that really cool. Kind of gives you a more personalized feeling, like you're going through a actual Mario Kart career with your own driver. So that's pretty cool. You would think that Nintendo would have included the Mii's in this Mario Kart title, but I have yet to see any Mii representation. I'd be shocked if they're not included, but I feel like that would be cool. I guess if not, we'll pick like Metal Mario or Mario. That's usually my core choices of characters of who I go with within the Mario Kart titles. I'm sure you got kind of a look at the courses that's going to be included in Mario Kart World. I mean, if you've ever played a Mario Kart game before, it's definitely nothing way out of the ordinary that we haven't seen before. We got our Mario Circuit levels, we have our Peach Royal Raceway levels, our city levels, our highway levels, our water levels, our kind of space looking levels. It all looks cool. It all looks amazing. Mario Kart has never looked this good. That 4K is definitely shining through. You can see mountaintops way off into the background, like you can see in like Grand Theft Auto or like Red Dead Redemption, that is now visible in Mario Kart. For anybody that's interested in that, kinda, I mean, I like my Mario to kind of look like a Pixar movie. I'm all for it, but definitely the majority of the aspects that I'm interested in is the fun factor. Does it play like Mario Kart? Does the new grinding feature for Mario Kart that Sonic the Hedgehog did literally 20 something years ago? Sorry, Mario versus Sonic, it's always going to be a thing, baby. There's the grinding feature in Mario Kart World. Is it cool? Yeah, man, I'm really enjoying it. They've incorporated grind rails onto the levels that kind of take advantage of being able to grind. Maybe you're in like some kind of a clutch or something. Maybe if you want to escape a shell or anything of that sort, you can just hop on a grind rail and pull off some tricks and whatnot. It looks cool, man. It looks stylish. I can see it. I appreciate that. I really do. Seems they're also putting a very strong focus on this new Knockout Grand Prix, where you're driving around the world and you're finding a Grand Prix where it's 24 separate racers. That is new for the Mario Kart franchise. I'm actually very excited for that. I feel like the more the merrier, the more chaos, the better. The more drivers on the road, the more challenge and skill that you're going to need to overtake all of them to get that first place cup. So very excited to try that out as well. All of the new items that they're coming up with. Kami looks really cool. That hammer throw, I feel like that's long overdue to get that on there. Also, one of my favorites is the coin mushroom. You get that, throw that out there, you can just collect coins as you're driving along. That is pretty cool as well. They put an emphasis on the new characters again as well. There's just something about the Moo Moo cow that Nintendo and fans across the board that is just so excited about. It's really not hitting me as I thought it would. Obviously, I've been interacting with the Moo Moo Meadows cows from Mario Kart 64, Super Mario Kart from the Super Nintendo for almost 30 years now. So it is fascinating. It is cool that they have decided to add these random ass characters to the game for extra characters because they needed to expand the Mario Kart lineage line to so that you can get the 24, characters onto the track. And kind of makes me sad. I wish the Legend of Zelda and the Animal Crossing and the Splatoon characters could make a return. Maybe they will come back in downloadable content like they did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I would love for the Legend of Zelda Land, something of that sort, to be added to the Mario Kart World universe. I feel like that would be super cool, being able to drive into like a Hyrule castle, so just Hyrule itself being, or like even maybe we can get some DLC where they add like a Donkey Kong Country style world in there as well. I feel like that would be super cool as well. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but definitely feel like the downloadable content per se are definitely endless when it comes to this type of game for sure. So they also put a strong emphasis on the ability to switch up the controls and put on like an easy mode per se, where the CPU will take control of your driver to cause you to not be able to fall off of the level. If you need that sort of a function, especially if you have the little ones playing, like maybe your 3 and 4 year olds, if they want to hop in and play with you, they can actually be somewhat competitive if they have that easy mode attached on to their driver so that they can actually have a good time. Definitely is a cool thing. I never had anything like that when I was a kid. I was raised in the 90s, so you just had to, get better the old-fashioned way, so it kind of helped them along. That's always a cool, especially with a kid-friendly game such as Mario Kart, for sure. They're also putting a very strong emphasis on how you unlock costumes and probably characters and carts in this title as well. You can pull up to like Yoshi style restaurants or drive-thrus and get food, and that is how you unlock costumes. It definitely reminds me of Super Mario Odyssey, where it was just so many costumes that you could dress Mario in after they were unlocked that it wasn't even funny. That's definitely going to help out the replayability in the game. That aspect of Super Mario Odyssey kept me playing for at least a full year before, I pretty much unlocked everything in the game where it was to unlock. So for probably old school gamers such as myself, that is definitely pulling on my nostalgic strings for sure. I'm hoping to see some really cool costume aspects, probably based on all of the worlds of Mario Kart. I kind of want to see some 8-bit style costumes like we saw in Super Mario Odyssey. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a 64 skin as well, like we saw kind of like AKA to Super Mario Odyssey to Super Mario 64. Maybe we get some skins from Mario Kart 64. That would be super cool for me personally. I hope we get to see something like that. I also get these new tricks here that really put a strong emphasis on this jump charge that you can do. It's really cool. It looks like you'll be able to do something like that to jump over obstacles and whatnot. Or maybe it would be cool if you could use this jump to maybe jump over red turtle shells or blue shells to get away from that blast if you're in first place as well. Hopefully they're able to incorporate something like that as well. But I definitely forgot to mention the new item, the feather, that can be used to get away from those type of items. If you got a good lead going, sometimes if you get hit by a blue shell or just a red shell or something of that nature, it could be completely ruined by, if you have nothing to play defense with. So, that's really cool that they have incorporated some new ways to play defense in Mario Kart. So, as you just saw, it's kind of like a Prince of Persia rewind time function that they got going on here if you mess up. But I don't know how I feel about that, because if you do the rewind time thing, everybody else is still going forward and you're pushing yourself back to kind of redo a part of the level. I'd rather just, pick up and, if you mess up, just get back on the track and keep going, not rewind time and try to go back and correct it that way. It seems like you're just accepting failure if you do that, but maybe that will be more fleshed out as time gets closer to release, I guess. So Yeah, man. But what we got here at the end of the day, is it worth 80 bucks? That's the core question that I wanted to answer for myself, and that what I want you guys to answer for this video. I don't know, man. Honestly, if I had to take a say right now, no, it is not worth 80 bucks. What I've seen here today, I give you 60, but an extra $20 is just pushing it, man. It really is. There's just not a ton of stuff going on here that I haven't seen before. And of course, we have our battle mode, our coin runners. You can do 4-player split screen. You can play with 7 other players online. That's all cool, well and dandy, but it's just nothing that I haven't seen before on Mario Kart or just other racing games in general that cost 60 bucks. And what I'm seeing from the graphical capability of the Nintendo Switch 2 and the 4K, listen, that's cool, man, but I just don't think it's worth 80 bucks. It's just not, dude. I mean, the only thing, the saving grace that's kind of still pulling me within the direction to purchase the game, like I said, is the free roam, the free mode. It really reminds me of Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Challenge, where they finally just set you off in a world where Mario's just running around and just doing random challenges within the same core world. This is literally what free roam is like. You're just driving from race to race, but in between these races, it looks like you're able to collect all the good and cool goodies. You're able to do challenges, probably little side missions or whatever. That's, where the passion for me usually as where I fall in love with the game at. Not necessarily the core mission structure of the normal game, but those extra little tidbits and goodies is where, I fall head over heels for a specific title. It's where I fell in love with the Mario platformers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Spider-Man, so on and so forth. Just those little extras. Of course, the core mission structure and the core, story is where you're going to get your meat and potatoes at, but it's those little side desserts of that extra content is where, you get your really full passion for a extreme title like this at. So I guess in saying that, I mean, I'm going back and forth. 60 bucks, I still think would have been the perfect price for this. I mean, I get where Nintendo is coming from for charging $80 for this. I just think it's still a little egregious, just charging us this after we've been loyal for so long, especially the long-term fans that's been here for 30 plus years. I mean, it sucks, dude. It really does. 20 extra bucks is not the end of the world, but it's definitely something that has to be talked about for sure. I'm sure that some of y'all probably sound a little entitled, but listen, man, the lifelong investment that I've had within this company since I was a 5-year-old boy, I'm 37. It's literally 32 years, man, that, I've begged my parents to buy Nintendo products when I was a child, turning into my adulthood where I have supported every single system, every single Mario title, every single Mario Kart title that they have ever released. So you just have to throw it out there. At no point am I ever going to just turn my back on Nintendo and say I'm not going to buy their products anymore. That's just not going to happen. I care about the core structure of the company. It was a core part of my childhood. I would never turn my back on them. It's just not going to happen. But, sometimes family members are cruel to you, and you just have to throw it out there. You have to point it out. And this is just one of those types of situations, I guess. It sucks, dude. One last thing, they also try to put an emphasis on all this new online stuff for Nintendo specifically. Technology that PlayStation and Xbox has been using for like 2 decades. Being able to put your face on screen and your camera, your mic, being able to talk to your buds on the screen while the game is going on. It's cool. It's something new for Nintendo, but we've all seen it before, and why Nintendo is acting like they've discovered the freaking America blows my mind, but I'm going to leave them alone on that. I swear I am, because I'm just not interested in the technology anyways. By the time I get off work and I want to play the game, I usually just want to chill by myself and just enjoy the adventure by myself. So that's just where I am in life right now. So it is what it is, man. So, okay, I think I got out all of my thoughts on Mario Kart that I wanted to get out. Am I going to purchase it? Yes. Am I going to continue to support Nintendo even though they're charging these egregious prices? Yes. Do I think the $80 for this game is stupid? Yes. What I want to know now, how do you feel about it? Are you going to support it? Are you going to get it? Or are you done with Nintendo? Are you going to ignore it and you're just going to move on with your life? I want to know, man. So, okay. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more content just like this, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/smartech79. Also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.